Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. In this video I'm here with my friend Lewis, who is in the market for a new BMW, and we are taking a test drive today in the very latest F40 M135i. The burning question for both of us is, can this 4-pot turbocharged all-wheel drive system in the new car live up to the awesomeness of the B58 rear-wheel drive in the previous model? You are watching the Forensics Detailing channel. Stay tuned to find out. Exterior styling, front, side and rear.
I think it's got really nice lines. I think they've really modernised the design and brought it in line with other, like some of the new hot hatches out there. But I really can't get over the big front grille on this thing. It's just glaring in your face, isn't it? Side, I think it just looks like a normal car, and the back, I actually really like the back. It's really grown on me.
Yeah, it's nice, the back. So it's a game of three halves. The back is lovely, the side is indifferent, and the front, the grills are quite striking. It takes some getting used to. Okay, what about interior?
I really like the interior. I think in comparison to the 67 plate 140 I've got, I think this is really modern in here. I really like this touchscreen iDrive. It seems really good, really easy to use, and I really like this digital dash as well. It is quite funky. It's nice and clean, it's nice and laid out, and the steering wheel, as like all BMW M Sport cars, it's really nice, really chunky, got a nice feel to it.
The leather airbag piece in the middle is an improvement on the
yeah.
140, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't notice that until you pointed that out.
The one thing is, we have to keep telling ourselves this is a 1 Series. So for a 1 Series, BMW's entry-level point, you know, of getting in there, the interior quality is really, really good. Look at this, look at these glow lights.
Yeah, I really like them.
On a 1 Series, yeah.
And we can change the colour of them as well.
The Alcantara seats feel great to me. My head's not pinned too far forward. Some of them, when they're fixed, you find yourself too far forward, and on long journeys it starts getting annoying. It's just about right. It feels comfortable. You'd want to spec leather if you're buying one, especially because I think in about 3 or 4 years' time the Alcantara is going to show that wear, and there's not much you can do about it.
Talking like you say about the interior quality, this doesn't sound like it's rattling on this bumpy back road round Goodwood, does it?
There's no rattles at all. It's not creaking or anything.
My 140 is solid, but it does rattle a little bit more. Like
rattling from the door cards, yeah. They've made an improvement with the texture of this. It's not so, the embossment pattern's a lot finer, which makes it look a bit more modern. There's sharper lines on it, and they've lost that Art Deco look that the F Series had. So they've definitely modernised in here. Yeah. Again, there's some areas where, you know, the quality isn't, you know, Ferrari-esque. Like some of these things, they look good, but they feel a bit plasticky, and I wonder in 3 or 4 years' time how they're going to age. But then, if you look at the handles, these are actual real heavy, solid metal. This is imitation. This is kind of plastic, but they put the stitching, you know, the kind of stitching in there to make it look nice, and it's kind of good enough. Big plastic speaker grills, which you know, they've done away with the metal ones that you had in the 140. But I mean, for a 1 Series, like we keep saying, for a 1 Series, I think the interior is definitely a success. They've done a good job with that. Lovely. It feels nice when you're leaning on it though as well, doesn't it?
It felt very balanced. Just got to respect it through here.
So we can start talking about the car if you like, Lewis.
Yeah, sure. I was just going to do a 30 to 60.
Okay.
So 30 mile an hour, floor it. A bit hesitant on the box there. And that was 60, pretty quick.
It sounds nice.
Yeah, I like it. It's not bad for a 4-cylinder.
It feels really, once you start going a bit faster, the suspension feels really good.
Yeah,
nice. Definitely stiffer than the 140.
Yeah, this feels more planted than that. It feels on par with that S3 I drove yesterday, John.
What's the brake feel like?
Yeah, good. I don't think this car's got many miles on it. I think this car's only done about 40 odd miles. So
It's got
they're
big
still
brakes though,
fresh.
hasn't
Yeah, but they feel good. I don't feel like they're lacking at all.
You got one behind you. You do a brake.
Yeah, hold on. There is someone coming along, so 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, that stops.
Yeah, they feel good. They're brand new as well, so we've got to bear that in mind as well.
And we're in sport mode here with the gearbox in S setting, and we are going to be pulling away here. It feels nice. It's got a good amount of pull there.
Yeah.
So stats wise, we are talking 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds roughly, and 306 brake horsepower from this 4-pot turbocharged 2-litre engine. Bonus marks, what's the code for the engine? Do you know? I don't know.
B48 I think it is.
B48?
Is it B48? I'm sure I've read that somewhere.
Maybe.
Don't quote me on that, guys.
If we get that wrong, we're in trouble, aren't we?
I think performance-wise, this does feel like a fast car to me, but it feels that once you get maybe at 4,000 RPM, it starts running out of puff. Whereas the M40 just pulls that nice torquey B58, just pulls through that rev range regardless of what's going on.
Yeah, it's
whereas
not
this
as quick.
feels like I'm having to get the performance out of this. I think I really have to work the engine.
Yeah, which maybe you could argue is how it really should be, but a lot of people are going to miss that B58. I mean, we've talked about that a lot, haven't we? What about grip and the tyres? It's got 18-inch alloys on it.
Yeah, so this particular one's got Continental Eco contact tyres on it, which I think it should have a high performance tyre on it. Dry grip feels really good. I don't feel like it's unsettled at all. It's responsive, it's responding to my steering input and my throttle input. So I think it's got good grip. I would probably, if I brought this car, I'd probably run these tyres and then probably swap them out for like an ultra high performance, like a Pilot Sport 4 or the Goodyear Eagle F1 Super Sports, which I currently run.
Okay, brilliant.
But yeah, it feels good.
So we've done wheels, chassis, brakes, suspension, gearbox. Talk about the gearbox. Let's talk about the gearbox.
Okay.
So it's an 8-speed box. That's about all I know. But it's not the ZF8 anymore.
Apparently not. I don't know where it's come from, but certainly not the ZF. It feels okay in this sport mode. Now we've got it in the S mode, but when I've had it in comfort and then asked the car, to pull out of a situation, it's really hesitating. But once it's got the gear and it's realised that you want the performance out of it, it seems okay. Driving it normally, I can't feel much difference. It's smooth, it's responsive. I think, have they missed a trick with the ZF without putting that in there? Maybe. See, a bit hesitant there.
So it dropped down there, didn't it?
Yeah, and it seemed to have to really think about that as well. But now it's got the gear, it seems okay.
Thanks. Now let's talk about this road noise again. Let's have a listen. It's quite loud. There's got a slight bit of air wind noise coming from the left.
Nice, the M135i flying past us then.
What, the same model?
No, the old M55, yeah.
You're probably doing a review for YouTube as well. It's not bad, is it? No. I mean, it's not bad. There's a bit of road noise from the tyres. That's it. The engine's nice and quiet.
But no worse than the Super Sports from Michelin or Goodyear.
I tell you, there's tons of headroom in this car. Absolutely,
is there?
Tons. Lovely. What do we think about the exhaust now? I tell you, it's like one thing about these BMWs is this car as well is so well insulated. I'm not aware of the exhaust sound. Are you?
No, not at the moment. But if we drop it into sport gearbox and then put a bit of power onto it.
Yeah, there's a bit there, isn't there?
Yeah, but I think some of that's a little bit of fakery as well.
Is it really?
Yeah, I reckon it's piped. It's that synthetic pipe sound as well.
Are we sure about that?
I'm not 100% sure.
Because you can't tell, can you?
No.
I'm not hearing anything coming down here, but it's so quiet. You know, it was the same with the M140. It's just so much benefit from a car with performance to be able to hear the exhaust and the revving. It adds so much to the car, and I think with this car there could just be a little bit more to make it a bit more exciting.
I think if you put it into sport mode, you get more of that exhaust noise.
Yeah, yeah. It's not bad, is it?
Not bad, and it's got a little sort of upshift crackle there as well.
So it's like a sort of 7 out of 10, not too intrusive, but they could. Petrol heads might want a like more intrusive exhaust noise that you can really hear. Like, you know, that's what I want anyway. But I'm a bit of a lout.
I wonder if some of it's reduced because of all the new emissions.
Could be.
Yeah,
because
the filters have to stick in the exhaust.
Yeah, you could be right. You could be right.
I think those tyres are soft.
It was so safe, yeah. But it's, I mean, you're not going nuts, but it feels very well balanced. Yeah. Been a little bit front. You can hear the front is where it's losing grip, so you're getting a bit of understeer there.
Yeah, definitely.
But at slow speeds, it's interesting, isn't it? You can't test everything, but I'd love to see what this would like on Goodwood, going in to that first corner on Goodwood at high speed where you've overcooked it and then you just got to turn and see what happens.
I think this would struggle on these tyres because it felt there that they were very soft, and that's probably why we were getting a little bit of tyre howl there.
Yeah,
because of the weight on it.
I never like it when tyres make that noise. The Michelins don't do it, they just lose grip.
Yeah.
You know, when they hit, when it goes, but they never make that noise.
The Goodyears do it. They howl a little bit if you really exceed their limitations. By the way, we don't work for Michelin or Goodyear or BMW.
This video is sponsored by Michelin. So Lewis, overall, after a morning with this car, could you see yourself buying one?
I don't know. I think it's a really nice car. I think as a daily driver, this is a good car. Would I change my M140i for this? I'd have to think really long and hard about that because I do really like my B58. But as an overall car, I think if you'd never had a hot hatch before and you wanted the 2 litre 4-pot, I think this is on par with like the Audi S3 and the Golf R that's out there. I haven't driven a Golf R for a while. Drove an S3 yesterday and that was very fast. Do you think I could keep up in this car with an S3? Quite possibly. So yeah, I think in summary, John, it's a nice daily. It's not a bad place to be, and if you want to blast along some B roads, it would be absolutely fine. I'm not sure how it would fare on track, but you know, do we buy cars to take on the track unless we're buying specifically a specific track car?
Yes. Marks out of 10 then.
Probably overall, probably 7, maybe 7.5 out of 10.
7.5 out of 10. I think that's fair. There's lots of good things about this car, and I think the more you compared them to other entry-level hot hatches, you know, like the Audi A3 or the S3, like your Mercedes A35, I think then you'll start to realise how good this is. There are some things. BMW went mad with the M140 and they did some bonkers things, especially by putting such a huge powerful engine in a small hot hatch that was rear wheel drive. They've not gone bonkers with this car, so whenever you lose something that's bonkers, you lose a little bit of the fun. But there are so many good things about this new BMW M135, and overall I think both of us feel that it's a pretty impressive car. So hope you like the view. It's all raw, it's unscripted, and we've certainly had a lot of fun driving it around. So thank you also very much to Lewis for your thoughts on the car.
Thanks for having me on the channel, John.
Over and out.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I?